Learning was the most single best decision I made in the past decade, if not more. Last week, this woman received her outcome in a day. I see the transformation go from dread to getting up in the morning, like, oh my God, I have to go to work, to
Welcome to a new episode of Business Meets Life. Today we're meeting Deb Spence. I'm taking you on a journey to Pennsylvania, USA. And Deborah has achieved something incredible. In just 6 weeks, she actually scaled her business 57 times. Now, Deb, tell me a little bit. Who was Deb Spence before she scaled her company 57 times within a few weeks? And how would you describe the new app level Deb now?
Deb Spence before 57X was a hot mess. um, I was all over the place. I had achieved several levels of success. And being an entrepreneur, it's a roller coaster ride. And before I 57X my business, a few months ago, I was at a down point. The roller coaster ride went all the way down and it felt like it was going to continue to fall down. And I almost felt as if I had this information, I had this power in me, but I had so many barriers that I didn't know how to overcome. And I almost felt as if my family lost faith in me. And that was the saddest thing, when the people that you love the most, maybe they think, oh, you're just a dreamer and not a doer.
Wow. And now what's the version of Deb now? She is basically not a dreamer, but she is a doer. Who is she
Oh,
now?
yes. So now I am a fiercepreneur. I am a doer. I am I implement, I execute. I'm getting it done. I back on track, back where I need to be, where I want to be. And I'm in this flow state that feels as if it will never end. It's exciting, it's joy, it's happiness, it's peace of mind, and all of those things that we'll talk about later on in this program.
Wow, exciting. Now, basically, in order to scale 57 times in just 6 weeks, what was that single most fierce decision you made that triggered that kind of explosive growth?
Joining AIpreneurs. Learning AI was the most single best decision I made in the past decade, if not more. I tinkered with AI. I knew about it. I've been exploring it since it came out open to the public. I think it was the end of 22.
Yeah.
But I didn't know how to feed it information. I didn't know how to, as we call prompt engineering, didn't know about that. I just would try to get something out of it, but it would be so generic. And I use it for simple things like fixing up my email, make my email better, or do a listing presentation. I am in real estate, do a listing presentation, or not even do the presentation, just do a listing description that doesn't sound terrible. And that's the
Mm.
kind of information I would put in there. And I knew it could do a lot more, but I didn't know how to prompt AI to do more. And when I learned that you can actually use AI for marketing your business and helping others achieve their success in their business, it just like mind blown, light bulb went off. And literally, while I'm studying this, executing, implementing it, one computer learning, the other computer doing. And now to this day, I do the same. Learn, do, learn, do. And that's what changed everything for me.
And it's interesting because I think many of us, we take so many trainings, We learn, but that doing, that action taking part is not there, and then we feel overwhelmed, or maybe the perfectionist is coming out. But no matter what, you basically like kept on doing. Which now brings me to my next question: how do you balance this now with AI, like authenticity versus automation, when you use AI in sales, in lead generation, and marketing?
Well, you can integrate AI into your business to your comfort level, right? So a lot of the tasks that I do in business, it's something that's just, it's just something that we do all the time. So that's where the automation comes in, with integrating my voice, my tone of voice, my formal way of speaking, have it use my voice just from recording. It'll go onto my social media, my blog, and just really pull out how I speak and how I write, and it'll speak that way. It's just amazing. It gets better and better every day. And then those things that you can't automate or you don't want AI to take over, like a sales call, then I come in, I'm in person, I'm live, I'm on a sales call. For cold outreach, I don't need AI to do cold outreach. I can do that myself.
Mhm.
There's certain things that we need the human to do and not the automation. But if it's something that in your business, you have to do this every day and it's so mundane task or just generic, yeah, automate it, right? So you don't have to think about it. You can just set it and forget it, I like to say. For social media, same thing for me. Set it and forget it. Just build out 90 days worth of social media and schedule it and forget about it, because that's not where I find my happy space. My happy space is actually communicating with my clients, laughing with them, going over their goals and dreams, and helping them achieve the outcome. Social
Mhm.
media doesn't help me find joy in what I do. Actually speaking with the client finds joy. That's something I will never pass on to someone else. Um, Someone said today, they said, "Oh, you're a consultant, you're a coach that actually does the consulting and the coaching." And I was like, "Well, who else will do it?" And they said, "Well, when you sign up for stuff, it's somebody else that does it." And I said, "No, this is what I enjoy doing the most out of anything in
Yeah.
business. It's not, crunching the numbers or, doing, a marketing campaign. Is actually when I get the client and I can help them achieve the dream goal."
Yeah. Now you call yourself a fiercepreneur. I love it.
Yeah.
And basically, like you have created the Fierce formula. What is the Fierce formula in a nutshell? And how does it transform like new real estate agents or entrepreneur into revenue generating machines?
It helps entrepreneurs and real estate agents get 2 transactions per month. And so most people, if they're at a professional level, 2 transactions per month can lead to them getting, 6 figures or more plus. In real estate world, 1 transaction, you can earn anywhere from 18,000 to 100,000 plus. So if you can
Wow.
consistently get that twice per month for, 12 transactions, 24 transactions for the year, you've made close to, 600 in some cases, those realtors that sell luxury properties, 1 million plus. Small business owners, even if they are tradesmen, electricians, roofers, plumbers, they can earn a significant amount. And you should know that, you have a home, you need to get call a plumber in. It's always 5 figures, 5K for this, 7K for this, 9K for that. If they get 2 clients per month, and in addition to what they're already doing, it'll be all profit for them. And it'll again take them into a higher profit margin, that yes, they may already make 6 figures, but a lot of it is employee, a lot of, expenses and not profit. But you add 2 additional clients onto that, and you could just have that in the profit section. So yes, it helps clients have freedom because then they'll have consistent income. They'll generate a nice income, 6 figures plus, some even 7 plus, and it's consistent. And for those small business owners that may already make million, 2, 3, or even 5, oftentimes that's not profit, right? That's a whole bunch of expenses, employees, systems, and
Mm.
software, and a lot of other stuff other than profit. So if they can attach 2 more clients per month, then they're in profit mode.
Wow, I love it. How you help them to generate this. So many entrepreneurs, they really rely on the guesswork in the early stages. I remember when I started my first company, I was like, okay, I had to figure it out. Like the term of like modeling or so, I didn't know back then. Now, what's the first system or maybe like the mindset shift you get them to implement?
The first thing you want the client to know is that everything is okay and it will work out, right? You have to take away that luggage that you carry with you from one field, business, or a transactional idea. We tend to carry that with us as if that will always be who we are, that failed transaction. And so the mindset shift is to think into the future and see yourself already being this successful person, getting these 2 deals, thinking about what you'll do at the time to celebrate. I like to Debbie dance. you know some people like to drink. I don't drink alcohol. I just like to Debbie dance when not only I get something successful, but when my clients do something successful, they text me, I got a listing. Okay, Debbie dancing for you. Like, so I want for them to think about, this is the new business, new person, new outcome, and to leave the luggage in the past. Don't worry about the past. The past is the past. The future is better.
Promise your clients like these 2 listings or like high value clients per month, what are some non-negotiable habits your clients need to adopt to achieve that? Because at the end, it's not only you doing everything.
They need to put their phone in airplane mode 3 to 4 hours a day. That's a non-starter. You have to have that time for high leverage activities. If you do not block out time for high leverage activities and prospecting for new business, you will not be able to achieve the outcome. And it requires discipline. It requires a lot of detox from the phone and from notifications from the computer. But over time, it can be done. I like to just tell them, rip the Band-Aid off, put it in airplane mode right now, and leave it like that for 4 hours. And
Mm.
yes, you panic. What if, right, this one calls? What if that one calls? What if this happens? Yeah, I'll have to wait until the 4 hours is over. Yeah, so that's like this a non-negotiable. You have to have those 4 hours, because without that time to focus on those high leverage activities and prospecting for new business, you have no business. You walk around in circles in the morning, you put out fires once you read your email, and by the end of the day, 6, 7 o'clock, you're like, what did I get done today? Nothing.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. Yeah. Now, there's actually a really cool app that I learned in university. It's called Forest. Now, when you download Forest, actually, it's like, and you put it on, the whole time you cannot touch your phone because you have a tree growing. And if you touch your phone, basically, you will make that tree, that plant, disappear and die. But the more like trees and plants you actually grow through your app, they're seriously planting it. So you're actually doing something good at the same time while you are not touching your phone. So I can recommend trying that
I
out.
like that. I love it.
Yeah. So let's go a little bit more into like you have built a reputation on straight talk. Like what's the hard truth that small business owners need to hear, but they often ignore it?
You have to prospect for new business. Right. So small business owners think that the business just falls into your lap. The only thing you need to do is order a business card and put up a website, and the business will start flowing in. And they are so shocked when they realize that, wait, it actually takes me to do work, like outreach to people, like cold outreach, like talk to strangers other than my family and my friends who love me and will do business with me no matter what. So the hard truth is that creating a business card and a website won't get it anymore. And I don't think if it ever did. You need sales funnel, you need automation mixed with AI, and you need to do cold outreach. You need to be comfortable being uncomfortable talking to strangers.
What's that one AI tool that you think every real estate agent or entrepreneur needs?
Oh, Business Lab, of course. AIpreneurs Business Lab, get it, have Janine share her link with you and buy it right now, okay?
I love it. You're amazing. Yeah, we're both using it. It's a game changer, not just for our marketing and our sales, but for every part in our business, right? So thanks
Absolutely.
to Gabo and Tina Pegler.
Yeah.
So you as a fierce lady, as a fierce entrepreneur, I know that we haven't known each other for such a long time, but I've known that you've had your struggles, you've told about it. I think in the past you've had some health issues. I've heard in one of your podcasts as well. How do you personally, Deb Spence, how do you stay fierce in face of burnout, scaling stress, tech overwhelm? Suddenly you just got so many new clients. Like, what grounds you?
So, what I do is I color. I have a coloring book. And
Oh,
I have pencils, like color pencils and markers, and I have crayons, and that literally keeps me grounded by coloring. I don't even color in the line, honestly. But just the task of doing that, making something nice, that's my hobby, coloring. And I do enjoy spending time in my she shed. It's a shed that I created from dirt into this amazing building. It has the sun coming in up top, is transparent roof, and the walls are transparent other than just, the studs. And that is my happy space where I go and color. So
that's
yeah,
beautiful.
yeah.
Which now brings me to the next question. Like, you move fiercely in business, right? What does happiness look like for you when you are not in a CEO mode?
But anywhere by water, like by a lake, sitting by a lake or on a beach, that is where I like to relax. I
Mhm.
love being by water. I think you find happiness in a bottle by any body of water. And that's where I aim to be. And matter of fact, by the end of the year, I think I was the one that I told you this, that I am definitely buying a house, a lake house by the end of this year.
Wow, keep me posted on that. I look forward to it. That's
Yes.
amazing. Um, Most successful people that I have actually studied, or even books that we read, those people, they all have specific morning habits, evening habits, or like something, and that habit, that ritual makes them successful. Do you have such a habit, or is there like one daily ritual or habit that keeps you grounded amidst fast-paced growth and big goals, or
Not anymore. I did at one point have this morning routine, and then, it seemed like every day or every month it got longer, right? I would read, I would do journal, I would do affirmations, I would take a walk, and it seemed to consume my morning. And I realized that if I cut out my morning routine completely and just go right into high leverage activities, I feel better, I get more accomplished. And then
Mhm.
in the middle of the day, after, I get my 3 to 4 hours of high leverage activities in, and my phone is in airplane mode, I jump in a cold shower for 2 minutes, and then that extends my flow state. I just feel
Oh.
so pumped up and so, like, excited to continue to go. And I can go way into, 4 or 5 o'clock if I just cancel all my appointments for the day and just go into high leverage activities. So if I were to say one thing, it wouldn't be a morning activity, it would be a midday activity, and it would be that cold shower for 2 minutes.
Mm. Wow. Okay. So learning from today, guys, start your cold showers. My dad actually tried to teach me this since I was a little child, but sometimes I made some excuses.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
Deb,
hard. It's something
I'll
to
try
warm up
again.
to. Yeah, yeah.
Now, how do you protect? I mean, it's all at the end not about time management, but about energy management. How do you protect your energy and mental wellness into like when you're pouring so much of your energy, of your love into like others because basically you're like implementing, you're coaching them, you're a leader.
So I realized that you have to have something to take you out of their space. And so I wear a rubber band, and I don't have it on right now, but normally wear a rubber band behind on my wrist. And after a call, I'll pull it and pop it, and then just like, okay, that's done. That call is over. No matter how exciting or how sad, because you can tend to have really sad calls with people that have baggage of, years and years of hurt and pain and bad transactions and failure. And it can bring you down if you don't pop the rubber band and change your state immediately. So
Yes.
definitely that's a big one. Other thing is music is a pretty good one. If I'm on a really intense call with someone, especially if it's an emotional someone, like it's on the phone with someone the other day, and I explained to her how I can help her, and she shared so much pain of what she's been through in the past with trying to learn real estate. And it was so sad that, me just sharing with her that I can help her just led her to tears. And I know it was tears of joy, but it was almost as if she was just a release. And I felt so sad for her that she was in so much pain that, so many, just bad things happened to her over the time in this space in real estate. And
Yeah.
then it led her to tears for someone to say, you know what, it's not that bad, I can help you. And so I had to, just like pop the rubber band after that because I felt such a sense of, you know, alignment with her sadness because I know that sometimes in business you can be abused so much so that you lose hope, you lose faith in
Yes.
people, and you almost don't believe them anymore. You almost feel as if, everyone is telling you a lie, you don't trust and things of that nature. But, I guess I was so soothing to her and so reassuring to her that she was able to be so vulnerable and just let go. And I, brought me down. But I said, you know what, I have to, get on another call, I have to be upbeat. And so the popping the rubber band on my wrist, I find it to be very helpful.
Wow, I love basically how you just said you need to like change the state, as you mentioned. I mean, that's something we've learned in neuro-linguistic programming, as well. And I can see you have a lot of like heart and you're very empathetic.
Yeah.
So it was basically literally a little bit like a psychologist session for some of your clients, I can imagine. So it's amazing like how much transformation you give them. Now, looking at all of the many clients over the many years that you have also served, what's the most fulfilling transformation you've seen in a client using your fears formula? Like for me, like today we had the podcast interview and it's 5:30 a.m. in the morning for me, right? And we don't make excuses. We get up, we work a lot. Like for me, it's even Saturday now. It doesn't matter, right? Because I mean, I have a chance to speak with you. So we're
Yeah.
like, I think you're probably like me, a bit also like impact driven. It's not just about the money that we are making. So for me, it's also like those transformations, seeing those, they're just so fulfilling and like fueling my energy to keep on going even if I work more than 8 hours and 6 7
Mhm.
days a week. So tell me about your most fulfilling transformation of one of your clients.
So many. But if I could just think the most recent one is someone that felt like they fell out of love with real estate. They lost their passion. They didn't know how much longer they can, take it anymore. And within one day, we got a new listing. I believe it was 500,000, 600,000. Before that, they couldn't even make a dollar. And now, within one day of using this new system, they earn money. And then there's so many more that felt like as if they fell out of love with real estate, or just so many that just couldn't launch. They just had everything in place, but they never launched. And then they do it within, it doesn't take months or years or decades. Like I'm talking days, within days. And
Wow.
the better I become, right? The better entrepreneur or fiercepreneur, as I call myself, that I become, that timeline is getting shorter and shorter. Before initially it was 90 days. Well, it was 6 months before, then it's 90 days, and now within a month. And then, last week, this woman received her outcome in a day, you know?
Wow.
And so the better I become, the better the outcome for my clients. And there's many like it's those that, they just feel joy again about being in business or being a realtor or being a brokerage. I see the transformation go from dread to getting up in the morning, like, oh my God, I have to go to work, to they can't wait to get there. They can't wait to pick up the phone. They can't wait to, show what they can do and what they've learned to their clients. And um, it's amazing that, again, it's getting shorter and shorter of what they can do in such a short period of time.
Wow, I love it. We're slowly coming to an end because I know you have, although like the evening is starting for you, home in Pennsylvania, you still have like a couple of things on your agenda. What's coming next for Fiercepreneur Deb Spence and also like the Fierce Formula? Any new ventures, tech integrations, or any bold moves on the horizon?
So what's next is to expand this out, the Fierce Formula, for small business owners like the tradesmen, that, electrician, plumbers, roofers, those in a small business and they didn't embrace AI and automation, real estate investors that may need to learn how to do scope of work within seconds. And so now I realize that the knowledge that I have, I can reach a broader market and not only just, narrow it down to the real estate niche. So I'm excited about that. I'm considering myself as a high touch consultant. I will travel anywhere in the US for now. Sorry, China. Sorry, Europe, but in the US for now, I'll travel anywhere and I will spend a day or half of the day understanding your system, creating a 100-page manual, and of course, summary of that in a small presentation for you to view online, where I show you how to squeeze out 2 additional transactions per month. So I'm excited about unveiling that. And you can check it out at fiercepreneurs.com/application to apply. It's only for a select few. I only will take on a few clients per year, but I'm excited that that is my next step. And
Uh,
I feel so um uh fantastic and amazing that what I can do for realtors that I now can do for small business owners who have that same pain, that same heaviness about, okay, I have to get up and I have to open this small business and I don't know if I'll make a dollar today. So
Wow. And I know you're going to do even better and better. The impact you're having for these people is amazing. I'm actually about to go to Australia for 4 weeks. So there's so many like tradies there. So I guess I look forward to seeing you in Australia one day because what you're doing would be perfect also for the Australian market. So definitely.
I would love to come to Australia, Maybe that's the next market I open up.
I think this is it.
Yeah.
Now, if you could go back in time and give your younger self one piece of fierce life advice, what would it be?
Oh, don't take it so seriously. Just laugh when you can laugh, dance when you can dance, put on music when it gets too intense. Um, I think that would be the best advice I can give Tiny Deb because so many years ago with being sick and always just so worried about when can I pay a bill? Will I have to, work at McDonald's? Or will I have to, um, be a 9 to 5 or a 9 to 9 or something like that, and I would just be so intense, so serious, like, so focused. I wouldn't smile or laugh, like, very, very few and far in between. But now I smile all the time, I laugh because I know my future is bright. I have so much to give to this world, and I wake up excited, jump out of the bed. I can't wait to see what's next for me.
Wow, I love it. And with those motivating words that you have just spread all over the world to Asia, to the West, and so on, I want to thank you so much for your time, for being so bold, for changing people's lives. We need role models like you in this world. So, guys, start following Deb. Join her next webinar. Jump on a call with her because she's gonna transform your life. I tell you this for sure. I hope you have a wonderful Friday evening with your family as well. And I guess I'm going to see you online in our community.
Absolutely. Yes. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you, Janine.
Thank you, guys. Sharing is caring. So send it to your friends and start subscribing and following. Take care.